everyone. Welcome
Hello.
back to season 4 of HRTV. Wow, now it's already season 4. I
Yep.
think time is flying way before our eyes. Too fast, too fast.
True. True. True.
Anyway, today's episode is all about HRBPs. And if you are a non HRBP folk, you might not be familiar with the term HRBP. So let me explain what it is. It is actually full term is Human Resource Business Partner. And speaking of partners, it is quite fitting because Ajit, we've been HRTV MC partners for like 4 to 5 seasons. And I
Yeah.
can only survive each season because of our good partnership energy. I'm so grateful for it. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure is all mine. And you're right. Time flies. It's been like 4 seasons. We've been doing this. Huh? My goodness. It just feels like, we just started. Like, we are still very new at doing all this. My God. And yes, I would
The bottom
agree.
of the stomach.
Yes, and you know why we can go on doing this? Because the synergy. Okay, it takes two to tango. The partnering part is two. So I think that's where the collaboration happens, and that's where the support comes in, the help comes in. And thank you, Shireen, for jumping in whenever I make a blunder or something happens, or when there's an internet glitch or whatever, you jump in. So thank you, and you're right. Today's topic is fantastic. I'm so game for it because in HR, business partnering is one of the key element or key roles that a department would have, and they actually do wonders in department. So today we are going to talk about HRBP, and we're going to look at how this actually drives business goals, and when the most important is when it clashes with people's needs. So we will look into that as well.
Yeah, that's true. And I like how it's called today. It's called HRBP Unfiltered. So there's no filters here. So we're going to talk about everything and everything. As much as we're so excited about the discussion, right? We also love to see who's with us today. I can see Rajinder join. He said, keep rocking. Yes, we are going to keep rocking. So as you guys join, do drop us a hello. I know it's just 1 o'clock. Some of you are having lunch. I'm having a cup of Milo. Ajit, have you eaten?
No lunch today because today I'm at my boss's office, so she didn't feed me any lunch.
Oh, don't make me feel bad. By the way, everyone, actually see Ajit in front of me. He's sitting in front of my office
Today,
today.
yeah,
We're in the same
yeah.
office today.
But no,
Yeah.
no lunch for me. I had good breakfast, so just water, and I'm good. Then later we will do coffee and tea. Like
Yeah. Well,
the English does it.
yes, definitely. Well, drop us a message on what you guys are having for lunch. And hi to Arena. Welcome. As usual, I want to let all our audience know, stay till the end because Compass Mind Asia is giving away one special prize to a lucky viewer at the end of the show. We'll have a question for you guys for you all to answer. So engage with us throughout the whole session because it's going to be a very interactive session and a very interesting topic. We know you must have a lot of questions ready for our speaker for today. So bring the questions on, okay? Don't be shy. So without further ado, let's start HRTV Season 6, Episode 4 together.
Okay, and for those who are tuning in for the first time, this show is known as hashtag HR Intervents, commonly known as hashtag HRTV. Is one, and it's an online talk show presented by Compass Mind Asia, a renowned corporate training provider.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
sorry, I'm
any
trying
of
my
you HR and L&D managers are planning your training or having any training related inquiries, do email us at training@compassmind.com.
Yeah, and it's in the ticker below. And let's say hi to Hazman also. He says, hello
Oh,
guys, familiar
man,
face from
Arena
my
and how all three of them. Okay.
Yeah, so nice having you guys, always supporting us. In the past seasons, right, we engage with HR experts covering a lot of topics, which my team and I are actually going to reposition some of these topics through the years, through the 6 seasons actually, to so that you can watch some of the very good questions that came up and some of the answers by these talented HR experts. So we've been speaking about topics related to HR and career development. So in case you missed any of them also, you can watch the past episodes, which is on my YouTube channel called Shireen Kelly. So it's at a ticker below. But like I always say, please don't go now because we want you in the show now. You can do this after the show. All right?
For this show is actually for everyone and anyone, including HR managers, directors, C-suite leaders, business owners, or even job seekers. And if you have not met me, my name is Ajit. I am a HR practitioner for 25 years in Malaysia.
Yeah, and I am Shireen Kelly, the Managing Director of Compass Mind Asia, and we'd like to welcome all of you to HR TV Season 6, Episode 4. Let's get it rolling! Well, welcome back, everyone. Well, I see Afif has joined us from Facebook. Hi, CMA. We see Siti Haniza joined us. Hi. Good afternoon, Shireen and Ajit. Welcome, guys. Let me ask you guys a question because I'm very excited today. But before we start, I want to see your excitement level. Between a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most excited and 1 being very excited. You know what I mean? 1 being not excited, 10 being super excited. How excited are you today? Tell me, come give us your numbers in the chat. Are you a 1 or are you a 10? If you're not a 10 yet, we will bring you up to a 10 by the time the session is over, right, Ajit?
Yes. I am definitely 10.
Woohoo, me too. And today I wear pink some more to bring up energy to 100 instead. Anyways, I want to let you guys know a little bit about our 10. Afif says 10. He's also 100. I can see how his energy is buzzing. 9 minus 1 because I haven't eaten. Oh, poor thing. Okay, after this, make sure you catch some food. Arina says, hi, Compass Mind. Hazman says a 10. Rajinder Jeet says 8. That Rajinder Jeet, I think we must connect the charger to him already.
Yeah, battery about to die. Starting to die already, must connect.
He is always a 10
Yes.
or more. So today must connect charger to him. A little bit about our guest speaker for today, because I'm sure you guys are looking forward to know who she is. It is the girl, a lady who's speaking today. Our guest for today, her name is Neene Alang. I'm sure many of you have heard about her. She is a human resource business partner at Delta Capital with over 19 years of experience. You see, with so much experience, Ajit and Neene, wow, you're going to get a lot today. So her experience spans across recruitment, talent management, L&D, learning and development, policy making, as well as employee data management and performance management. Backed by her SHRM-SCP credentials, Neene is she's very passionate about aligning HR strategies with business goals while creating a workplace culture centered on excellence, innovation, diversity, and also employee growth. Such a perfect expert for today's topic, I feel. So together with me, please help welcome Neene Alang with all the thumbs and hearts. Yay!
Welcome,
Hello.
Neene. Welcome.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon. Neene, dah makan ke?
Not yet, actually. So probably I'm at 9.5.
You will be a 10 after this.
Tak apa.
Alright.
Okay. How are you keeping, Neene?
I'm good, thank you. Honored, really honored to be here. Thank you all for having me today. So yeah, I mean, looking forward to share experience, knowledge, and sort of like, chit chat.
Yeah, this is just a casual chat. That's what we always do. Anyway, thank you
Yeah.
very much for joining us for this episode. It's amazing to have you here with us. We are so excited to learn more about your journey and your perspective, especially on human resource business partnering. But before we jump into the serious part of it, we also want to know something about yourself, something that the audience might not know, that you want to share.
Okay, besides my professional, like I have 19, my professional self, I'm married with 2 kids who's 14 and 11. The teenage years are starting to creep in. So you can see all my wrinkles coming up now and, the whole dark circle coming up. It's not easy to handle teenagers.
Hardly any.
You have to see me face to face then. Yeah, so I love to dive. I'm a scuba diver, so that's like, as much as I can get, I will try to de-stress by diving. But so far this year, none yet.
Wow.
So maybe I should be an 8.5 rather than 9.5.
Good. Interesting. So maybe you can share with us one place that you went diving that you will not forget.
Sipadan.
I knew it.
I mean, in Malaysia, that is Sipadan. I've not been outside. I mean, I've been outside. The place that I've been is Koh Lipe and Bali. I've been to Bali, but still, I think Sipadan is still the best that I've been to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neene, I used to dive. I think I haven't dived for about 6-7 years now. So when I want to go diving, I know where to come to.
Yes, come.
Friends for diving, and then we drag Ajit also along. Okay.
I did a snorkeling when I was in Sabah. It was fun, but diving,
Oh, you should try. You should try, and you get addicted. A lot of people say that, they're scared. The moment they did once, and that's it, you're hooked.
Ajit, you just imagine, there's nothing under there except silence.
Yeah.
You are with yourself and the fish and the corals.
And the fish. Nemo is pretty cute.
Yay! And then when you see a shark, you get all excited. Then your energy level goes to 100.
Yeah.
Actually, they got the fear, water and all.
So one of the things that is still memorable is like I had this experience with a whale shark in Redang.
Seriously?
Yes, it was amazing in the sense that so we had our first dive. It was bad because the night before was raining, so the water was choppy, and I had a panic attack during the first dive. So during the second dive, I told my instructor that, you know what, I'm done for the day. I'm only doing 1 dive that day. So as we were approaching the second dive site, I was all just sitting, lounging around the boat. Everyone was gearing up, ready to go down, and then bam, the whale shark is right on the surface. So I was like, okay, whatever happened, I forgot about it. Just gear up and jump. It was amazing. It was beautiful.
And he never turned back from that day.
Shark jumping.
Yeah, it's whale shark. I mean, it's huge. I'm as tall as it's her tail. So I found out it was a girl. Her name was Lucy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So apparently she was a resident whale shark in Redang.
Oh, okay.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
What an experience. Ajit, time for us to go. I need to go for DSD, Discover Scuba Diving again.
Refresher.
pressure.
So now you know who to call when you would need your diving fix.
Yes, I know I can still fit my wetsuit, but other than that, the fins and all hilang already.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
extras. If you want, I have extras. Don't worry.
Wow,
There's
you're
another downside of diving. You can never get enough of the things that it just burns your pocket.
Oh
Oh.
my goodness. Okay. All right. Anyway, we've got Siti Marhama who says, "Yoo-hoo, Neene in the house." Yeah.
Thank you for the love. She's my running partner. Well, rather pacer.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
So nice to meet you. Should we call her Siti or Marhama? Or Mar?
I think she prefers Mar. Siti Mar. I call her Siti Mar.
Siti Mar. Okay. Welcome, Siti Mar. All right. Before we take up so much of time talking about diving, because this can be a diving topic today, but let me give a little bit of introduction to the topic for today. HRBPs are also known as human resource business partners, goes beyond our day-to-day HR operations. HRBPs work closely with business leaders to align people's strategies with the business goals. Sometimes HRBP professionals find themselves caught right in the middle, balancing, having the balancing act between business expectations while still protecting the people behind the organizations. So, are there any people in this group who has joined us who are HRBPs? Let us know. We would love to hear. With the expert with us today, which is Neene, we're going to go beyond the filtered definition of HRBP and dive. Yes, we're going to dive into the realities and challenges, the what to do's behind the role. And with that, over to you, Ajit. I think you mentioned you want to ask Neene the first question, and
I'm so excited, Neene. I hope you're
I'm
ready.
nervous. Ajit can really, kills it with his questions. So, oh my god.
Don't worry, Neene. We have a lot of fans in the house. We have another one saying, "Go, Neene." Raihana. Darren, our own Neene is one of the best HRBPs.
Oh my god.
Hi,
Pressure.
Darren is an old friend as well. Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe this must be Master Akindang together.
Darren, before I join.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, let me move to my first question. This is very interesting. In your experience in doing HRBP, what are the most common situation where business goals and employee needs tend to clash?
Okay, common situation is usually during reorg or transformation. That is usually the time when business goal and people's need clashes. So if, for example, I can give you one example. So this company that I used to work with was going through a merger, right? So, when merger happens, there's a lot of redundancy and sort of like, because two companies doing the same thing. So the fact that we want to control costs after the merger, so we have to let go of people. So that's one of the time that the business goal and people's needs clashes, because people need to work and they need the job, definitely. But company, as they go, we need to save costs and maximize profit and revenue. Those are the times that I would say that where the people's need and business goals clashes is during the transformation.
Interesting, very interesting. So I believe during this transformation, the companies probably would be focusing heavily on profitability and a little bit of performance. Probably, in your opinion, how can HRBP ensure employees are not treated as not just treated as a number?
Well, the thing is, it's really conflicting for us, HRBP. We want to be, as much as we are working for the company, but we're also an employee. So we're very sort of like, we're being put in the middle, right? So I would say HRBP would need to work a lot with the culture head. So the culture in the company is a very, very important, I would say. So we need to make sure that they're ready to know and they're informed, well informed, so that they can expect the unexpected. Yeah.
Okay, agreed. So align it back to the culture. Okay, and when we speak about balancing, have you personally faced situation where organization decision conflicted with employees' well-being? And how did you navigate around it?
Oh my
I'm
God,
sure
that's
you're
very
going to be upset with employee, and it's going to.
I would say, anyone in HR, especially being in HR ops or generalists, or even, being more so as a HRBP, being a strategist, this kind of situation is always there. Definitely there, right? And to balance it out, it's not easy per se, but what I would advise, or what I would do, is number one is basically to know and to answer the why. They know the what. Yeah, they know what's coming, and they know what's going on. To explain as best as I could the why and the rationale behind that.
Agreed. The
So
why.
I would say keeping the people informed, being transparent. Transparency is actually taken for granted in a lot of companies in Malaysia.
Sometimes it's not transparent. Maybe they can't share because it's PNC,
Yeah,
things
that's the
like
thing.
this.
So
Yeah, it comes,
that is the thing that I feel. I mean, we can share to a certain extent, right? But it's hard for HRBP to, because we know what's going on behind. But how do we put it nicely and subtly to the people who doesn't know, to make them understand? That's the what I would say, the one of the issues that I face as HRBP.
That's good. Wow, Neene, I can really say you got a lot of fan club lah. Natalia also just came in. Ooh, Neene.
Fan club.
A fan club, that's why. It's given time. I mentioned at the beginning of the show, for those who came in a little bit late, we have a giveaway. So stay until the end. But we have a question for you. It's a giveaway time now. Participate in answering the question and have a chance to be the winner, okay? So make sure you put all your answers down. The question is so easy. Do you think every company needs a HRBP? Would it be a yes or a no? And we don't just want a yes or a no. Please give an opinion of your answer. If it's a yes, what's your opinion on it? If it's a no, what's your opinion on it? All right? So that's the question.
Comment
Bring
below.
on. Continue. Sorry.
Comment below on the chat, and it's simple, yes or no. And we will pick one winner from the response after we end live streaming. So don't miss this opportunity. There's good giveaway from Shireen.
From Shireen, from us.
From
All right.
I'm intrigued to know what that is, though.
Don't worry. You pun dapat. Because you answered all the questions, so you dapat. I've got another question for you. When companies need to make difficult decisions like restructuring, you mentioned just now transformation, restructuring, downsizing, all you've gone through that, right? So the difficult ones are like restructuring, downsizing, cost cutting. What can HRBPs do to maintain the trust among employees?
Like, again, I would emphasize on communication, transparency. So communicating, keeping them engaged would be, like, you can't avoid the inevitable. Like, it's going to happen. Like, but what we can do as HRBP is to soothe it, to make it easier for whoever's affected. And whoever's, even those who are unaffected, I think HRBP plays a big role in keeping the peace, like, communication, or at least ensuring communication is out so that they are well informed.
Yeah, and also keeping their morale high, because when there's turbulence in the company, people tend to feel a bit shaky, right?
which is quite a hard thing to do. It's not easy to keep people motivated when you yourself, like, knowing you're stuck in the middle, you're knowing where the company is going. At the same time, you're keeping the ground feeling is, trying to make them feel it's okay, and it's a hard thing to do.
That's the time when you need energy level of 100.
Yes.
Not a 10.
On a diving trip.
Correct. So Hazim says, I'd skip lunch just to watch Neene talk about this hot topic. It is, Hazim, isn't it? A very hot topic. I'm already enjoying it. Ajit, do you want to take the question from Natalia before
Yes,
I go to the next one?
Natalia, can. Okay, interesting. Not every company needs a HRBP. If you are a small company still figuring out the basics, hiring payroll, keeping people, or you just need a good generalist, you can roll up the sleeves and get things done. The HRBP model only really works when there are enough going on in the business to justify having someone think at that level. And more important, when leaders actually want that kind of partner. Okay, if the culture of the HR, the culture is HR just does admin, the HRBP ends up doing admin anyway, just with a bet. Okay, so just a comment. So probably we can talk about it. What do you think, Nina? Is it
I
Neene?
couldn't agree more. Just so everyone knows, Nat is one of my go-to person. She's very, very talented. She's always up for good advice. So, I couldn't agree more. We have the same, we share the same wavelength and we share the same sentiment. So that is something that I discuss with her a lot. We do speak about it. So in a country, or rather in Asia, I think HRBP concept is still very much young, I would say, like in a teenage level. It's not like, in the Europe where HRBP term is more mature. They know what they are part of the exco decision making. They are on the seat at the meetings with the high level to give inputs and strategies. So I think in Malaysia, it's still like HRBP is seen as a generalist, I would say. I mean, I've experienced that when I first got into the role. So I learned it the hard way, basically. But I think one of the things that differentiate HRBP and generalists is the people touch, I would say. That the whole communication and getting the buy-ins and getting the trust of the leaders. So that is the difference between HRBP and generalists. But like I said, not a lot of companies in Malaysia, big or small, that knows the value of HRBP. They think, HRBP is the generalist that, okay, you do all because you know end to end, like you know everything, so you do all. So I would say like HRBPs a lot of us are taken for granted. So I mean, it's a discussion, like it's a debate topic. It's a hot debate topic most of the time when I speak to my other HRBPs as well, like to my other fellow HRBPs.
Yeah, that's a good discussion to continue having, actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Natalia as one of the giveaways for the because she did answer a question. There's no yes or no, but it's a very detailed answer. That's also great. Like you say, a discussion for another day to go deeper, like a debate. Another question for you, Neene. Sometimes HRBPs is seen as supporting management more than employees. How can HRBPs balance both sides fairly?
So that's I think I sort of like said earlier, right, where we are seen, like we're in a position where we're a bit conflicted. Like people do see us on the management side rather than on the people side, but they forgot that we're also employees. However, we are the ones that drive the policies. We know the policies inside out. So it's not like we are on the management side, but we are here to uphold the policy. Doesn't matter, but most policies are just to make sure that everyone is in place, right? So the policies are made so that the company doesn't lose out, the people doesn't lose out, the people benefit, and it's structured. So they should know, like, just to be fair, like us HRBP, we go by the policy, not by the management. Even if the management, sort of like decide on something that's out of the policy, we are there to say, hey, the policy says this, let's follow it. It's there for a reason, right? So that's the thing that I think people should know. HRBP does not take sides. We follow whatever is put in place. The policy is there for a reason, so we are there to adhere to policy.
That's great. That's good. That's good. That's putting things in place and not you don't take sides, because you cannot take sides. You have to be. Yeah, that's cool. What are some warning signs that a company is prioritizing profits too much at the expense of its people?
The most clear ones is attrition rate, I would say. So when you see when companies are looking to profits, so they would do things like, overworking the people, burnout rates are high. And then another obvious you would see from the ES, Employee Engagement Survey. So you can definitely pick up from there. And most often than not is companies ignore them.
That's painful, isn't it? It's like a warning sign and you're actually not doing anything about it. It's really painful.
ES is one of the clearest thing that you can see from there. Even exit interview, like, to be honest, like a lot of companies doesn't take exit interviews seriously.
That's the most important part.
Yeah. The attrition rate is high. And then people go through the exit interview and we would document it. So from there, we can collect the data and analyze it. Why is the attrition high? And again, most often than not, it's because of management is not doing what they're supposed to do. They don't feel appreciated. So that's the telltale sign.
Yeah. But again, exit interview only if it's done right.
How is it done wrong?
Yeah.
How can it be done wrong?
Most of the time, the exit interviews are just fabricated. People just do it for the sake of tick on the box, and next thing you know, data was not gathered. And I've seen some.
So that's what I'm saying. A lot of companies take it for granted. Like they just do it, just like you said, it's tick out of the box, but they don't really go through and dive into it and see, okay, why? They don't see. I mean, the questions are there. Why you're leaving, scale 1 to 10, how you rate your manager, your peers, company's policy. Those are kind of questions that we ask during the exit interview.
True.
Yeah. Actually, maybe we should have another HR TV talk on exit interviews, running exit interviews properly.
And stay interviews. Very interesting, actually. Interesting topic. Exit interview and stay interviews.
Yes. I think it's a new thing. The stay interview is also good. I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, correct. These two. Let's do that. Okay. Thanks for the idea. All right. Before we move on to the next question, to our audiences, don't forget to comment down below the answers to the giveaway. So if you have a yes, a no, and an opinion to it, whether HRBPs are required in every organization, just comment. You might take away the gift for today. All right?
Yes. Okay, moving on. Very interesting question. From your perspective, how important is empathy in HRBP, especially during high-pressure situation?
I would say very, very important. Like, us being Malaysians or Asians for that matter, we are not, or at least when I grew up, I was not taught to speak up. We always have that notion, don't answer back. I mean, we have our opinions, but a lot of us millennials or Gen X, so we are much suppressed. So being in HR, you need to have the empathy to know, to understand, try to understand. We're different than the Gen Zs. I don't worry about the Gen Zs at all. They're very vocal. If they don't like it, they say, I don't like it, which is good. So we understand, we know what they're thinking, or we know what they're sort of like what they're not satisfied with. But for the other generations, so I would say empathy is very important, to put yourself in their shoes, to know what they're thinking, because sometimes they don't speak up. So that's the question of how important it is very important for HRBP to have high empathy.
Agreed. You really must understand what the employee is walking through during this period. Okay, having said that, okay, there are times where employee disagree with management decisions. This is very common, whatever the management wants to do, the employee may have a different opinion. Can you share? Can you share how can HRBP communicate unpopular business decision without damaging employees' morale?
Okay, so I would say, again, transparency. I would emphasize on transparency, but make it subtler. I mean, being HRBP, one of the traits that you have to have is being a good communicator. You can be clear and direct, but you need to know how to play your role well. You need to know the emotions level at that point of time, when to stop, when to overshare or when to undershare, those kind of things. So I think that's that. And also you need to equip the managers. Like, you can't do this by yourself. HRBP really can't do everything by themselves. So my take would be, partner well with the managers so that you and the managers can handle the employees. It can go all the way up to the CEO levels. You need to be a good partner to all the managers. So that's why you're called HR business partner. You can't do it yourself. So you need to partner with the direct managers, the line managers, so that they can come with you and it's sort of like communicating decisions. Because you definitely don't make the decisions yourself, right? It's company that makes the decision. You're just here to be a partner, and number one, to communicate to the guys to make sure that the decision made is not wrong, rather.
Yeah,
that's true. In fact, Ajit, you have also been in this kind of role before. What is your take on it? You want to add on to it?
Yeah,
Be nice
I think
to know your
I would do
perspective
like
too.
what you're saying, communicating, talking with bringing the business line, the line managers to be involved, bringing the communication right up from the CEO and all the way down. I think what Neene said was exactly spot on. But probably what I would do a little different is probably I would come up with a communication plan, which would encompass all these activities based on a timeline, based on who's involved, when are they involved, and things like that, and what are they going to communicate as well. Because I'm a bit of a OCD. I want to micromanage almost everything, trying to come up with better results. When I was in this role, I would do that as an additional task. So I will even coach my CEO, and I will even coach my business leaders. This is exactly what you're supposed to say. These are the words that you're supposed to say, and these are the words that you're not supposed to say. So because sometimes words does play, does give a very clear, very very different message to different people. So so I would probably exactly like what Neene said, but I just put it in a framework, in more structured, who say what, come up with scripts. Probably those days when there was no chat GPT, I used to type out scripts and give all my bosses, say this, say that, so that the tone is ready from the top right all the way to the bottom. The tone is the same and the message is the same. It doesn't get distorted. So but exactly what Neene said. Get everyone involved from the top right to the bottom.
Neene, Ajit is an OCD. I can tell you that. You can see that too.
It's very obvious now.
Yeah, when you work with him, you will know. Marhama says something. HRBP is a hybrid role that evolved from generalist to a strategic advisor. I indeed agree with Natalia to some extent. By the actual role of BP is kind of bridging HR sense. It's hidden a bit. HR sense to understand why such advice is provided and how will it impact and safeguard company interests. That's great. Yeah, it's very good feedback there. All right. Do any of you have questions for Neene? Any of you have any questions, please put it into the chat box and Neene will try to answer it today. But I have one question for you, Neene. In today's workplace, employees expect flexibility, mental health support, and of course, work life balance. How can organizations meet these expectations while still achieving their targets?
I think going through the pandemic, like when we went through the pandemic during lockdown, right? You can see we all working from home, and I mean, from my experience or from the ones that I know, I don't see any company sort of like closed down due to it, right? So I think from there, it has been proven that even working remotely and maintaining employees' work-life balance, company can still go on. It's just that I think, like I said, we are still in a teenage phase where it's hard for companies to see the trust is just not there yet, I would say.
Okay. All right.
It's really, but we're coming to it, with the current announcement with 3 days in office, 2 days at home, working from home. PMX just announced. I think people start picking on it, saying that we can still, work and create profits whilst being home and maintaining a work-life balance.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Agree. In fact, yeah, you can. In fact, there was one time that there was the notion of why not work 4.5 day week, or 4 day week.
4 day
Yeah.
week. Yeah. Some countries are even doing it. Some companies are already applying it. But again, I think that's a bit far-fetched. But something to ponder, something to think about. Okay, and I've got a question from Hazman. Very interesting question. It talks about competency. In your opinion, and personal experience, what are 3 important skills / competencies that HR personnel need to polish to be good in the role?
Okay, one of the most important thing sort of like I think it's a good trait to have and to polish is communication skills. So you need to be a good communicator. You need to know what to say, what not to say. You need to know how to approach the difficult employees, difficult leaders, how to bridge them. Okay, that would be one skill, communication. Second skill is your strategic skill, to think strategically, to put yourself in the management shoes, to know the business and to see how we can bring forward the business whilst taking care of the people. That's the second, and also, well, as Nat would know, is something that I learned from her, is to know and to put your foot down and to say no.
Okay.
Like I said, I was brought up in very Asian way, everything. Yes, people dump everything on you and you say, okay, bring it on, I'll take it up. So up until about a year ago, I can never say no. But now I know where I stand and I can definitely, okay, this is above my pay grade. I don't do this. Sorry.
Oh, what changed? Just curious, what changed that made you say no? Did you read the book, How to Say No?
No, I have a good manager who's been, who was sort of like, she taught me how to say no. She taught me to be firm on my foot and say, this is not it. I like the phrase that she used all the time and I take it with me. So it's like, it's beyond your control. You can't control what you can't control.
Yeah.
That's very true. In fact, Ajit, I think Hazman's question is a very good question. Would you like to add anything to it?
I think what she said was spot on, good communicator, good thing. But I also think another very important skill HR business partner must have, we must build good relationship with all our stakeholders, as leadership and also our employees, because we are the middle group. So building that, having a very positive relationship, both ends, really make things, really helps in executing the process. So business partner cannot be, it's not meant for someone who's a little bit introvert. It's more of an extrovert, someone who's able to go out, talk to anyone and everyone. So you need to be that kind of a person, but not too much of a chatterbox.
Agree.
Yeah.
In fact, You need to be a good communicator. You need to sort of like know what to say, when not to say. Yeah, I think that's the main characteristic or skills to have.
Yeah.
Sabrina says, go cat go. And then Marhama says, how would you define good communicator to both employees and employer while maintaining neutral and unbiased position? Not easy, man, being a sandwich, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, transparency is key. You just need to be transparent. Like, let's not have, I guess, number one, you can't have a hidden agenda.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, you need to lay it out clearly between both management and employees. So, you are on the management side needing to communicate over to the employees, but you are also the bridge giving feedback from the employee to the management. Yeah. So good communicator, definition of good communicator is know what to say at the right time.
All right. Being at the right place at the right time, saying the right thing.
Yes.
All right. Chuck. Okay. What do you?
Yeah, from Chuck. In general, size matters the most. So the answer really depends on the growth of the company. With growing companies, with complexity such as having more departments to handle, HRBP becomes more relevant. Okay, now there is a comment. So you want to add on anything to this, Neene?
No, I think this is answering that question that you guys put on, right? I mean, I completely agree. Hence why, like, a lot of big companies have not just one HRBPs. They have, one dedicated HRBP for maybe 2 or 3 departments. And like I would say, it's wise if they sort of like segregate the HRBPs to functions: the sales function, enabler functions, operations functions. Yeah. It depends on the size, is right. I mean, unless you're small, then one HRBP can do all.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Chuck. You say YouTube's not allowing me to comment, but thanks for adding that on. Thanks, Neene. I have another question for you. Wow, we've got 10 minutes more only left. That's
that's fast.
Very quick, yeah. What advice would you give to young HR professionals who struggle with pressure of balancing business demands and employee advocacy?
Oh, wow. Well, the young HR professionals, huh? I would say, wait, I need 1 minute to think. HRBP giving advice is very crucial. So for young, HRBP, I would say, or young HR professionals who want to venture to HRBP, I think one of the things that you need to have, or you need to be, again, is empathetic. You need to put yourself in the shoes of the management as well as the employee. I think empathy is something that I would say lacking in the young. If they're very by the book, they're very sort of like they know what they want. Sometimes they just don't think on the other side. They're very straightforward. So it's really for HRBP, you can't be that straightforward. Communication, yes, you have to be straightforward, but in terms of thinking, in terms of strategy, you need to take sort of like from every angle, you need to take into account. Not just one-sided. It has to be 3, 4-sided sometimes. Yeah. That would be the advice I would give.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Interesting. I like that. Mike, I have a question. And we still have a bit of time. Siti says, go diving. Ha ha. Yes, we will be planning a trip. Siti, join us. I will be the first one.
I'm the first one jumping in. I want to see you. I did.
Okay. Next, my question. Okay. Have workplace expectation changed significantly after the pandemic? Okay. And how has this affected the roles of HRBPs?
I would say yes. If you see the demands for hybrid working model is very high nowadays. In fact, we do have some candidates that turn turn down the offer just because there's no hybrid position. I mean, there's no hybrid. They have to come into office. So I think that is one of the post-pandemic shift that I can see. Like a lot of people are expecting that, like they don't want to come to office. Even if it's just one day, it's really appreciated. So that's that. And also I think post the last 3, 4, 5 years, I would say mental health is something that is widely discussed in companies. They expect, like candidates expect, if there's an employee assistance program to just to ease them or to help them with their mental health, and that is something that we don't see 10 years ago. Yeah. So I think the last 5 years, that is something that I would say that's the major change that I've seen.
All right. Yeah. Hasman has got a question also. When you mentioned which you mentioned just now, that HRBP always goes back to policy, so you don't take sides, right? What HRBP can do if the company doesn't have proper policy in place? How you manage your stakeholders?
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty hard. Well, you ask me, put one in. Be the, go to whoever you need to go and put one in. Now you are going to get bosses that says, oh, we don't need that, don't shoot ourselves on the foot. But for us to do our job properly, we need that. For HRBP to execute, to be a good HRBP, we need that. Because we need to align both, the management and the people. We need to make sure that both sides are taken care of. So say, shoot yourself in the foot and go ahead and, build a policy.
That's a very good answer. How would it be if change is already happening? There's restructuring and things going on in the organization, and you actually don't have a proper policy in place. Putting a policy in place at that time, would it be a good idea?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say if you are going through a proper transition, if you have a proper team doing it, they would have, the first thing that they need to look at, especially on HR side, is policies. Because during transition, that is the anchor that you need to make sure that it goes well. So that will be, if you have a good team, transition team, transformation team, that is the first thing that you need to look at. Because us as HRBP, we are basically the executor of the policy, the upholder of the policy. I mean, if you've done, so if you've been in that position for so long, the policies, like I would say general HR policy at the back of your hand, then you can just create one and assist in creating one. It's not your job, but you can assist in creating one.
All right. Thanks for that. Ajit, what are your thoughts to Hasman's questions? You have anything to add?
Oh, okay. I think what Neene said was correct, spot on. If you don't have a policy, then the best thing to do is put one in place, because that is the best governance in an organization. And there are going to be days where there are going to be missing policies and whatnot. But if the push comes to shove and you don't really have a policy in place, and this matter arises, then the next best thing to do without a policy is actually to be consistent. There must have been something that you have done prior to that, so the consistency must be there. So there will not be finger pointing, there will not be a blaming games and all that. The consistency is there, number one. Number two, the honesty. The business partner need to be very honest, need to be transparent, need to speak the truth, to say that, we don't have a policy on this, but based on our prior practices, we did this, we did that, blah, 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 and all that. So I think that's the next best you can do. And the third thing is definitely like what Neene has mentioned, quickly work something out. Or if it is not you press the right buttons to get someone to put the policy in place. I think that's something that I know we could do in an immediate.
The phrase that we usually use, best practices. The best practices. Yeah.
Correct. Fantastic. Okay. I've got another one. Maybe we can do one more question before we end. Would that be okay? This is very interesting. Yeah, one last one. what does healthy balance between profit and people looks like for a successful organization? You've got like 20 years of experience. How do you see this?
Okay, I would say it would be balanced if the engagement is high, if people are still motivated. Like sometimes if you see there are certain people that stays in a company for long term or long time, like more than 10, 20 years, even though that the company is not doing, I wouldn't say not doing well, just doing the usual, but they can stay because they are highly motivated still, they're still engaged. So I think that's the key. Keep the engagement. If the engagement is high, then it's balanced.
All right. And people are excited too. That's nice. Norma Dewi. Hi, Norma. Norma gives a clap. She's enjoying your session. All right. You know what? This past hour has really flown by. We're already coming to the end of the session. Lots of our audience, I know, have to get back to work at 1 o'clock. At 2 o'clock. Yeah, at 1:07. And I know Ajit needs to get back to a training.
Yes.
He was doing a training, so I'm chasing him back too. I really like to say, someone say something. Riza. Let me just read it. Riza's one, yeah. The working environment is important for someone to actually stay in one company. Hey, that's so true, isn't it?
Yeah, the culture.
That's my sister, by the way.
Oh,
hi, sister. Noah says,
and
love
Neene is my mother-in-law.
Oh, love Neene. You have got not only fantastic fan club, you also got fantastic family.
Yeah, man. Such a support. Anyway, before that, I want to say a big thank you to you, Neene, for sparing some of your time today to join us and share such unfiltered reality of HRBP roles in the organization, and for the people who actually joined us. Isn't it, Ajit?
Yes.
Really appreciate that.
For joining us as well, and it has been a very enriching moment, and whatever you have shared definitely resonates with a lot of our listeners today. I think this has been a very successful topic as well. If you found this session helpful, please type thank you to appreciate our speaker today.
Thank you, thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Ajit, for having me on board. It's great that I can share my knowledge, and I can share what reality of HRBP is. I couldn't emphasize enough that I think a lot of us HRBPs are misunderstood. So we are not, I just want people to know, we are not on any one side. We are on everyone's side. And, we are here to bridge the management, employee, and we're here to help everyone from analysts all the way up to the CEO, so that to make the workplace better. Because we are heading towards one goal. Everybody is, trying to make a living. So that's something that, hopefully stays with everyone.
So guys, I want to let you all know, if some of you who are here today are non-HRBPs, appreciate your HRBP, because it's not easy doing their balancing act and, doing all this for the people and the business. Is really not easy. I mean, I hear all the things that you all have been doing. It's wow, thumbs up, man. Kudos to you guys. Before we wrap up, we also like to say a big thank you to everyone who took part in our giveaway questions, and also come and join us. We really enjoy reading all your responses that you've also mentioned. Our team, our back-end team, will be reaching out to the winner after the live stream for the next steps. So please keep your eyes on your LinkedIn messages, right? They will reach out to you. So thank you to our speaker, Neene, once again, and to everyone who joined us. We truly appreciate your time, engagement, and thoughtful questions throughout the session. If there are any way the guests are able to reach out to you, Neene, if they have any further questions?
Well, they can reach me on my LinkedIn. Just put in my LinkedIn bio in. It's just Neene Alang. That's just my name, and it's I'm responsive on LinkedIn if you're asking. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I think the team has also put your LinkedIn on the ticker below. So make sure you follow Neene Follow Ajit, follow me, follow all of us, because we love to see you on our next shows. Before we go, don't forget to follow Compass Mind also on LinkedIn for more HR insights, industry updates, and also upcoming HR episodes, because we do this every month and we've got a lineup of amazing speakers like Neene was also. We are approaching half of the year, so thank you again for supporting us all the way. We truly appreciate it. Stay positive, stay growing, and we'll see you in episode 5 soon. Bye.
Bye.